deal there for you. And this doesn't just apply to using Squarespace. Everything I'm going to teach you, well, probably 90% of what I'm going to teach you is going to be able to be used on any website platform, because it's really just those fundamentals of what do you want people to see when they get to your website, and making it clean and clear and concise and things like that. So I'm going to X out of this little window here. We don't need to see that anymore. Obviously, you click the Get Started button, and then you would choose your domain, whether you're buying a new domain or maybe you're using an existing domain. It'll walk you through all of that in, I'm sure, any website platform, but definitely Squarespace does a great job of that. So we will remove that, and then we will share my screen. So once you get past the point of setting up your, your email address, your username, your password, you go over to your inbox and you actually confirm that email from Squarespace so they know that you're a real human. Then you're going to get to the fun part. So I'm going to share my Chrome tab that is Squarespace, and make sure that my face isn't covering. Okay, let's scooch our cute little faces over top of the window over here, right to the middle. And if you're having trouble seeing it, go ahead and zoom it in. You can scroll on your mouse to zoom in, or you can click the zoom button in the bottom right there on spatial.chat. And I'm going to get rid of everything that is not what we need to see here for this recording. Okay. Perfect. So you want to choose a template, first of all. I have a favorite, so I'm just going to go straight to that one, and I'm going to explain why it's my favorite. So I don't like the ones with the pictures behind the tabs. As you can see, it can be really hard to see these tabs in the top right corner. So if you're using a website already and you've got a photo behind your tabs, make sure you've looked at it on mobile and on desktop, and on different sizes of screens on desktop, because if the picture has different lightness and darkness going on, people might be having a hard time seeing your tabs, and you don't want that. So I don't like pictures behind my tabs. I like white. Black also, of course, looks great. I've been sticking with white lately. The one I love is this Bergen right here. So we're going to click Start with Bergen. Now you're going to want to build 5 pages right off the bat, and you don't need all 5 of these like on day one, but you kind of want to get to the goal. We'll just call this test, and we'll continue. And I know how to do all this. I'm going to show you guys how to do this, so we're just going to skip. So this is what the website looks like before you've made any changes. You can see, oh, your trial ends in 184 days. Upgrade now to get more out of your site. So that's weird, because normally a trial ends in 14 days. I'm pretty sure this is only saying this because I have other websites in my profile. So if you are brand new to Squarespace, I'm fairly certain that it's 2 weeks. So you can basically play, you can build, you have no commitment whatsoever to put in your credit card to do anything I'm showing you right now. But if you don't want it to disappear and then start over again, then you're going to need to actually pay for a website plan at some point. And I recommend using their basic one, which I believe is 18 USD per, or no, 12 USD per month. Or you can do an annual subscription, which makes it even cheaper. So once you're here, I want to help you build 5 pages. Now, everything you see here can be changed. You can see how I typed in test and then that page name came up here. You can also add your logo there. So when you click on pages, you'll see what we're actually seeing. So you see how there's work is this tab here, and then about is this tab here, and then our services is this tab here, and then projects, and then the contact us button. I love this template because of this contact us button, because as you know, you want them to take action on your website, right? It's not like a photo album where you're like, check out all this fun, beautiful stuff, and then just leave, right? We want them to actually take action, and that button really helps us to do that. So we can customize everything on this site. We can change the fonts, we can change the colors if we want to, but we can also add a little splash of color by just adding pictures and images that have color. We don't have to actually change the colors. The black and white, in my opinion, is the best way to go. It really just looks clean and clear, and it doesn't confuse people, right? You're about to dismiss the reminder for the contributors. Yes, I am wanting to dismiss that. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is your basic layout for the home page. You really want to have 2 to 4 calls to action on your home page, and you want to have your social links. So on your home page, you're going to be able to add features to this home page by clicking this edit button in the top left. And once you do that, you can edit this text right here. You can add another picture or an image. In my opinion, instead of this here image that's here, this should be a video. So I'm actually going to delete this picture because I don't want it here. I'm going to remove that whole section. And I'm going to click the little plus sign under the text, and I'm going to add a video. And then I'm going to pop over to my YouTube channel and grab a link to one of my YouTube videos, like a video that would make a great welcome video. And I'm going to paste that link in there. So let's just find one. This is one about the podcast. Copy that. We'll pop it in here. And let it do its thing. Oh, it says unable to locate content. That's been happening to me sometimes. I don't know what that's all about. Sorry, I'm not sure what's happening here. Let's go find a different video link.
Simple Dave decided.
Oh. Copy. Let's try this one. See if this works. So ideally, in a perfect world, you should be able to put a video link in that. Yeah, I don't know why that last one wouldn't work. So, and then to save this, all you need to do is just click anywhere that's white. Click outside. They used to have a save button on the bottom here, and they removed that a while ago, which I think is actually kind of awesome because you just need to click outside of it. Because before, if you accidentally clicked outside of it, it wouldn't save what you had done, which was annoying. So, you know, for me, I would say, welcome fempreneur, for example, because, you know, that's my audience. I would say, watch this video to learn all about Fempreneurland and what we have to offer. Oops. So you want to use language on your website that is very clearly about them, right? You want them to know that this whole website exists for them. So I didn't like the our mission thing at the top. I just, as soon as I saw the word our, I was like, no, because I don't want the first word they see on the website to be our, because no one really cares about anything to do with anyone but themselves, right? I do think eventually they'll want to see your mission statement, but I don't think it's the first thing to show them. I think a video is definitely a way better way to show them who you are and why you care and how you're going to help them. And people do really like watching videos. They really do. And you can actually completely get away from having an about me page on your website if you have a great 2 to 3 minute video that's a welcome video that explains a little bit about what you're doing and why you're doing it. So then you don't even have to have that about page. You can still have the about tab, and then on that page you can put that same video over there, right? Where it's like, watch this video to learn who we are and why we care about you. And that's a great way to word it too, who we are, because it's not saying like what we're all about and like our mission. It's like who we are and why we care about you. So those are some great words to use on your website. So again, if you click outside of this box just anywhere, it's going to save what you just typed in there. If you want to change the fonts and things like that on your website, because as you can tell, this is not the font that we use in Fempreneurland. So you can't change it up here because all you can do is change the different sizes of fonts, but where you actually customize these fonts and pick the actual font and the size and all that kind of stuff is not in here. So we actually are going to click save, and then we're going to go to home up in the top left and then design. And then we're going to click, okay, now you can customize fonts, colors, and abilities. Oh yeah, right. So this is something that they've done differently. I'm actually, okay, so I'm gonna actually stay here. So we're gonna click up here, and then we're gonna click this little edit section button. And this is where we can actually change things like our fonts and things like that. So this is the theme editor. So we can change the colors. So again, if we wanted to use our, it says our system has encountered an error. This exception has been automatically logged or imported. Of course, when we're doing a website training, super random things like that happen, right? I don't know what's happening. Okay, so now we're able to edit the palette. So if we click edit the palette, because I'm a dork and I use the same colors all the time, I know my color codes. So I can actually change this color code to 6565EE. So that didn't work. Something really weird is happening. I'm like hitting the weird. Okay, so it's the I don't know what's happening. The text is not listening to what I'm typing into my keyboard, which is really weird. So in an ideal world, you can type in your color codes, same as you're using in Canva, and you can put those colors on your website. See how this button color up here keeps changing as I'm messing around with it? Let's just try to find like a purple color. Yeah, so 6565. E. Go. No, doesn't like that. So I don't know what's going on. Something's being weird here. So we're just going to pick a purple color like over here. And see how the button changed to that color? So yeah, we're just going to go back over here. And then let's move on. So far, does anyone have questions about website, like the homepage wording, anything at all? No? You're good? Okay. I see you shaking your head, Carly. Okay, awesome. All right. So yeah, really important to have a welcome video on your website. A short, clear to the point video of you being excited. Go get easy access to style settings. Right, thank you. And yeah, Squarespace does a great job when you're new of kind of showing you how to do things on their website. It's really, really great. So as you can see here, you can change the font, you can change the colors, all that kind of stuff. You can do all the things you want to do with this website builder. So you can change this font to, for me, the font that we use is called Anton. And so I would change it to that. Next thing on my list of things to share with you is the importance of building a testimonials page. So when you want to change your tabs, you're going to again be over here in pages. And so it's, for me, for example, instead of our services or projects, I would probably have testimonials. So I would change one of these two to testimonials. And how we do that is we would go, just click on it, click on the wheel, and we would change this to so things are being weird here today. And the navigation title, we want it the same. And instead of the URL being new folder, we want the URL to actually be testimonials. Then if we're like texting someone and they're like, hey, I'd really like to work with you, but I'm curious to know what other people have said about you, or you're in the DM and Instagram, you know that the page they need to go to is yourwebsite.com/testimonials. And you can just type that right in to a DM, to a text message, in an email, and you know that when they get to that page, they're going to see what they're looking for, right? So save. Now, this has, of course, these other folders within the page. So you know how when you go to a website and you hover over a tab and then you see a drop down? That's what they've set up here. Now you don't have to do that. You can delete these other drop downs right here. So the little delete button on the left if you want to delete those. But if you want to actually change them and you're doing testimonials about residential design, commercial design, and experiential design, whatever that means, you can do that, and you can update each of those pages. So the other page that you really want to have is actually, it's a services page that lists out what you do. So you can have the hour services. Again, I don't really want the word hour anywhere, so I would click the little wheel, and I would, whenever possible, have one word tabs. That's the best way to do it. You can do all sorts of things in here. Like, one thing that I highly recommend is the social image. Make this social image right here. You can drag and drop it into this section, or you can actually click that add image and it'll take you into your files. Make that image something branded to you. So it can just be your logo. It could be your logo with the word services below it, anything like that, because that's the image that's going to come up. So remember, I was saying you should say you're having a chat with someone in a text message or in a DM, and you're like, oh, go to the testimonials page, or oh, go to the services page, and you type it in. So the link will not only be clickable in a text message or in a Facebook Messenger message or in a DM, it'll also have this image pop up. And that's really cool. So make sure to put an image right there in that social image section. And then you can actually boost the SEO for this page by adding more of a title right here. So services for women entrepreneurs. You have, I think, 100 characters there. And then here I would say, website design, marketing, education, like all the words that people are going to pop into a Google search, right? Leadership, training, community, building, events, everything female entrepreneurs need to succeed. Something like that, because it's got lots of those powerful keywords that you will need because people they're Googling them already, right? You want to drive them to and I would say to succeed in 2021, the power of having the current year, so that current year is really great for SEO. Because as you know, as someone who's probably Googled how to do something on YouTube, and then you find videos from 1997 that aren't helping you, you've learned to type 2021 in your search. And so know that other people are doing that too. And it's really important that you have 2021 in your SEO settings. So then you would click save. And then all that stuff is happening behind the scenes on this services page. So to add an image, we'll click edit. We will watch for these little lines. So you can add an image or more text or a video anywhere where you see these lines pop up, right? This is what's called a spacer. So you can add spacers. If you want to adjust your spacer and scooch that text over, you can do that. If you want to make it more narrow, you can do that too. We can move this over. These spacers are great because if you put two things beside each other without a spacer in between them, they're going to fill the entire screen. On a computer, on mobile, they're actually going to do this. So just know that the one on the left-hand side is always going to appear at the top, and then the stuff on the right side is going to go underneath. So just remember that, and always, if you forget, just publish it, and then you can go look on your phone. The stuff that you make, the changes you make on your website are immediately happening in real time. Like, you can immediately go and look on your phone or on a different tab on your computer and see what it looks like. So do that. So if you want to add an image here, you just click that little plus sign and you choose the image option. We're going to add social links here in a minute. Let's go to my folder and add an image. So I'm just dragging and dropping an image right now from my computer. Fempreneur Marketing School. So I've dropped that there. And you can make this image clickable. Whenever you add an image to your website, make it clickable. Make it clickable to another page on your website. Make it clickable to, your social channel, your best social channel, and maybe it's Instagram. And how you do that is, and you can add a caption below the images. I rarely do, but I always make the image clickable. So right here, you're going to type https://instagram.com/YYCfempreneurs. That's going to take them to the Instagram. I don't actually want them to do that because this image says marketing school on it. So what I want it to say is fempreneurland.com/FMS, because that's the Fempreneur Marketing School page on the website. And then I'm going to click this little wheel, and I'm going to always, pretty much always, want them to have that open in a new tab, right? Especially if you're sending them somewhere that's like to a MailChimp landing page, which a lot of your pictures will be MailChimp landing pages to sign up for events, live events, free gifts, all that stuff. So you don't want them to completely lose your website when they go there. So you always click that button I just showed you so that they're going to wherever you've sent them, but they're not losing this tab that you've got them in right now with your website. Again, for SEO purposes, the longer they stay on your website, the better it is for your SEO. Okay, what was I going to show you guys? I just said it and then I forgot. Oh, social links. So you want to have your social links, right? So you can have them right at the very top of your website. We're going to click save. We're going to go back to the home page, and instead of it being called work, because that's already annoying me, we're just going to go in and change this to what it should be called. Don't try to get too creative with your page titles, you guys. Like, you really just want the home, you want the about, you want the testimonials, you want the services, and you want the contact. Those are the 5 pages you want. And again, you can get away from having that about page if you want to by having a great welcome video first thing they see on the home page. So we want the URL to be home. Yeah, save. So, and then of course you have this up here as a tab. So if they end up over here on the testimonials page, they can always just look at the top of their screen and they can see that they can go back to the home page if that's where they wanted to be. So we're going to add the social links. So we're going to do that. Let's just do it right at the top here so you can see the social links. So you can add all of these Instagram.com/YYCfempreneur. Oops. And you can click save. And then for this one, you want it to be your Facebook page. So make sure that's correct. I don't actually use Twitter, but I do have it. Actually, I've been kind of using it a little bit lately. I'm just curious to know, do either of you use Twitter or go on Twitter regularly? Are you guys Twitterers? No, Selena? What about you, Carly? Are you a Twitterer? Do you tweet?
No, I don't tweet.
No? Okay. I always wonder if it's just me that's kind of like not into Twitter, or if there's lots of people that aren't. Like, I don't know. I have a few friends that always send me Twitter links in text messages. So I finally downloaded the Twitter app to my phone because I was kind of getting annoyed with going to the website version of Twitter because it sucks. But and then I tweeted the other day, so that was a new thing. So yeah, so there you can see you've got the social links there, which is great. And you can actually change the design. So you can click the design right here. Like, I would want my YouTube channel there. What else would I want there? I would want my Amazon link there to my books, all that stuff. So there would be more of those for sure. And then when you click design, you can actually make them bigger if you want to. See how the medium got a little bigger? Maybe we'll make them large. You can actually change this like square knockout. What does that look like? Okay. Rounded, solid. What does that look like? Okay. I don't think that we can do colors, but yeah, those are cute. I like the circles. Okay, so we can apply those changes. And now we have social links right on the home page. And that's always great. Now you want those to be in the footer too. So the footer at the bottom here is important. So you want to do that. So this is your footer, this little gray section down here. And the footer should have links to your other pages. So it should very much look like the top up here. So they can get to the other pages, or you can just have one or two links to your calls to action on the bottom there. So let's say, for example, oh, see, here's the contact page down here. I wanted to mention this. So up here in the main navigation, this is the stuff they're going to actually see up here in the navigation. This page exists, this contact page. It's just that no one can see it. You would be able to text or message or email this link to someone, but they wouldn't see the clickable link right on the website if they didn't know it existed, right? So you want to actually, first of all, make sure this page looks like what you want. This contact section, you need to have, you need to have an email address set up, and it'll try to sell you on their upgrade, because you can actually link this to MailChimp or your contact management system of choice, but they charge you for that. So I mean, for someone watching this who's like really watching their pennies, trying to invest as little money as possible into this, I wouldn't actually use a contact page. I would have a button here that says Contact Lyndsie, and guess what would be embedded in that button, you guys? I know you know the answer to this. MailChimp landing page link, right? The MailChimp landing page link would be embedded in that button, and that's free. That's not an added bonus feature. You can embed any link in any button on this website, and that's not like, you don't have to upgrade. But if you wanted to make this form link up to MailChimp, and I wish I would have known this years ago, because this would have saved me like hundreds of dollars in upgrades. But anyways, now I know. So if I didn't have the upgrade, I would just have a Contact Lyndsie button, and it would take them to a MailChimp landing page where I ask them the questions I want, and then I get an email saying that so-and-so wants to talk to you. And once they fill that out, I would redirect them from there. After they click submit in the MailChimp landing page, I would redirect them from there to my booking link, which I use SquareUp for, like, it's a free way to book and schedule, right? So I use that. So I would send them there. So in MailChimp, you can set all of that up. It's all automated. It's all free, part of the free version of MailChimp. Everything I'm telling you about MailChimp is free, by the way. So yeah, so this is the contact page. So you can, if you want this page to be live, if you're like, yep, this looks great, that's actually my phone number, then what you can do, actually, I'm just curious to know when I changed the social stuff on that other one, did it actually change it over here too? Yes. Okay, so when you create your social links once, wherever they are embedded on the website, they're all gonna look the same. Okay, so that's good to see. Again, I'm kind of rolling with an older version of this, and so this is a little different, but it's so easy to use, you guys. You're gonna love it if you ever want to use it. So when I want this page to be live and I want it to be one of the tabs, all I do is simply drag it up here. And I'm like, there we go. See at the top how that new tab just appeared? So that's awesome. That's what we want, right? So, and again, this got the Contact Us button, and the Contact Us button actually takes them to the contact page. That's why they had it this way, because you don't really need both the contact page and the Contact Us button. So to actually see what's going on here, we're going to click Edit Site Header, and we're going to look at the elements, which is, see how the button, it says Contact Us, and then that's the URL that it goes to, which is that page that's now down below. So that's awesome. You can add the social links to the top of your website right here, and see how they just popped up there. And you can change the size of them and all that good stuff. And if you actually have some products available on your website, which is a paid feature, so if you don't want to upgrade from their basic plan, you won't be using that feature of the website. But if you do have it and you want it, and we're going to go over that tomorrow morning. I'm going to show you how to add products so you know how to do it. But I know, Selena, you've been using SquareUp. I've used SquareUp a couple times. I actually prefer to use Stripe to sell products. For a long time, I was using MoonClerk because I do a lot of subscription-based stuff. Yeah, so there's free ways to sell your products. And what I mean by free is they're not charging you month after month after month. They're only charging you like a credit card processing fee, essentially, if you sell something. And that's more of what you want to do in the beginning when you're not sure how many sales you're going to make. You don't want to upgrade your entire website to be able to sell stuff, because there are free ways to do that. So we're going to go over that stuff tomorrow, all the commerce shopping cart, building product stuff. We're going to go over that tomorrow. So yeah, the welcome video is really important. One of the calls to action should be always, does anyone know the answer to this? A free gift, right? One of the calls to action should be a free gift. The free gift could be an event where they get to come and hang out with you and learn from you. The free gift could be a downloadable PDF. The free gift could be an unlisted YouTube video that you're going to email them. So that should be one of the first things that they see. So when they get to the home page of your website, let's go back over here to our home page. Done, save, okay. Click on the home page. We've got the welcome video, which is super cool. However, maybe what we really want them to do, first of all, is not go to watch this video. Maybe we're like, no. We want to get them on our MailChimp email list. We want them to come to this event. That's more important than getting them to watch this video. If that's your if that's kind of where your brain is going, then the first thing you want to do is that. So because we have the social links up in the top in the site header bar, we're actually going to delete this one. So see how it turned into a hand when I clicked here, or when I hovered here? Now you can actually delete that whole section. And that's what we want to do. So we're actually going to also delete this text because we can actually have, so what I have on the Fempreneurland website, most of you know, is it says, hello Fempreneur. And it says that up where this one says test. So you can do that, and that will give them a very warm, big, bold welcome right off the bat. And then you can get to the point right here. So instead of saying, watch this video to learn all about blah, 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 you can say, click here to register. Because just remember why they came to your site. They came to your website because they saw you on social media. Everything I teach, all the marketing knowledge that I have in my brain comes from my personal experiences with driving social media traffic to a website. So remember, they've come here because you've enticed them with a free gift. With a time sensitive, there's urgency attached to it, free gift. So they're like, don't make me scroll down 16 pages to find the friggin' free gift, right? They're like, show it to me right off the bat, and you don't want to lose them because this is one of those 7 touch points. This could be touch point number 6 of 7, and they're about to buy from you. They're about to hire you. They're about to whatever, right? So you don't want to lose them. So let's get them to where they want to be right away. Click here to register for the free workshop with Carly. Woo! So then you will select that text. You will click this little link button here. You will paste your MailChimp landing page link right there. Again, click the wheel. Make sure it opens in a new window so that they're going to that MailChimp landing page in a different tab, and then click apply. So that's how you do that. And then we'll just, oops. We will click apply. It's opening in a new tab. Awesome. And now you can see that the text is clickable, right? So that's awesome. Then you could have a little video down here that actually talks about the event. This could be the same video they already saw on social media. That would be ideal, right? Because then they're like, oh yeah, this is the video I saw that made me come here. Now I'm watching it again. I get it. And guess what's below this video? Anybody want to chime in? Unmute yourself. Tell me what you think should be below this video. Let's pretend this video is about the event they're going to sign up for. Anybody? Carly?
Like testimonials or stuff like that?
That's a good idea, but we want them to take action. So maybe they didn't click here yet because they didn't, because now they've watched the video. So in the video, you're doing this in the video. You're like, click the button below this video to sign up now. So buttons are really important. So testimonials could definitely come below. And I put my video to get them to sign up, get them over to the MailChimp landing page. Then a testimonial would be a great thing to have there. And then the button below that testimonial should say, read more testimonials. Or you should say in text, click the button below to read more testimonials. So yes, testimonials are important for sure. For
And
sure.
is that button the same link as the one above for the click here?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we assume that they're going to take action right away. But the problem is people might start looky-looing around your website a little bit. So we want to just keep reminding them, hey, you came here for this. Do it. Click here, right? So it's okay to have that link be more than one place. Also, the video that they're watching you've put it on YouTube. So it might be unlisted, it might be public, it doesn't matter, but there's that little bit of text below your YouTube video. Make sure that text has a link to go sign up for the event. Okay? Because although Squarespace has this feature where they don't have to leave your website to watch that video, they might actually click the watch on YouTube button, maybe by accident, or we don't know why, but maybe they will. And we don't want them to miss out on getting that link. So then when you're in the video and you're saying, click the link below this video, whether they're on YouTube or they're actually on your website, the link is below the video, right? So that's an important thing to remember as well. So when we want to add a button, we're going to click edit. We're going to watch for that little plus sign to pop up below this video. We're going to click it and we're going to add a button. And we're going to say register now. Again, put your MailChimp landing page link there, click the wheel, open a new window, save, done. And then you can add your testimonials. I don't like anything about this page, this section here, so I'm just going to delete it. You don't actually need to add new sections is the thing. You can have one section and just keep adding things to it. So right here below the register now video, I would add a spacer because we don't want everything to be super squishy. You can make your spacers bigger or smaller by just dragging that. Then you click the plus sign again. And just like Carly said, you want to put a testimonial. We actually have this super cool thing called a quote block. This is what you want to use for your testimonial. Carly is amazing. She helped me learn what's causing my chronic shoulder pain. Oops. And if I could spell, that would be awesome. And showed me ways to feel better. Highly recommend Carly and the team at Revival. Sorry, I just forgot the name of your business.
Revival Therapeutics and Performance, yes.
Right. Revival. Whoops. How do you spell therapeutics? Oh, there we go. And performance. For example, and then we'll say Susie sample. Apply. So see how that looks? Right? Sweet. Then, like I said, we'll click outside of it to save it. Then we'll click this button and we'll add we click the plus sign, add a button, and we'll say read more testimonials. And then we'll, of course, and then when you're sending them to a page on your website, you don't have to type out the https://mysite.com/blah, blah, blah. No, all you have to do is type /testimonials. And then you don't want to open that in a new tab, right? Because they're still on your website. So that's all you have to do there. So this is really the basic stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay, so I'm just going over my checklist of notes of what I planned on showing you. So how to build the hidden pages and drag them up to the main navigation. Let's just quickly review that. So on the left side, if you want to build a new page, like for example, I have about 40 of these. Celine has been inside my website. She knows. I have like 40 of these. So for example, let's say you're building a podcast. We're going to use a blank page. Let's say you're going to build a podcast. And for now, it's not really ready. And by the way, automatically, whatever you type there, that will be the URL. So it'll be yourwebsite.com/podcast for this page, for example. So let's say in here we want to build a podcast. Not like you're not building the podcast in this page, but you're building a page about the podcast that's going to have links. Like, actually, I'm just going to copy the fempreneurland.com/podcast. I'm just going to copy all the text from this and paste it over here. So you kind of get what I'm trying to show you here. So click the edit button. We're going to add a section. Oh yeah, this is one of their new things. Just text. Sure. And then we're gonna just zhuzh all that gone, and then pasting what I had on my other thing. So I want that to be centered. Every Tuesday, a new episode of the Femme Marketing Podcast drops. Subscribe. This is all clickable, and because these fonts are not my fonts, this looks kind of icky, but you get the point. And then you want your podcast image, of course, here. So let's say, for example, we chose the podcast image. Let's see if I can find it in my folder here. Of course not. Of course it's not here. What do we have that we can use? Okay, like let's just say, for example, let's pretend that this is the podcast image, even though it's not. I'm going to show you how to move things around. I would embed a link into this podcast image. I believe most people use Apple Podcasts, so I would want this link to be, this link that's in this Apple text to be here. So I'm actually going to just do that. I'm going to copy it from the other page that you can't see, and I'm going to paste it here. So there it is. We've got the Fempreneur Marketing podcast link embedded there. Because it's taking them away from the website, what do? I know you're thinking it. Good job. So yes, we want them to open that in a new tab. Then click outside. That's awesome. Now I know what you're thinking. This looks ridiculous. That image is way too big. I agree. So, by the way, there's actually only 2 spots left in the April 7th class. It starts next week. Probably 1 by the end of the day, based on some text messages I've been having. So you can grab this whole big fat image here and you can scooch it up beside your text. See how that line is popping up, and see how it turns from a square to a line to a square to a line? You want it to be a line next to the text that you see there. This can be tricky and sometimes makes you want to punch your computer in the face. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. So when it, there, that's the line we want. See that line that popped up? Now we let go and see how it pops up there? Now what I want is I want a spacer in between the text and the image, because I don't like them when they're super squished up beside each other. I like people to feel calm when they're on my website. I don't like them to feel like there's so much being jammed into their faces that they can't even breathe. So, which is how I used to build all my websites, because I just wanted all the things everywhere right up in their face, and I learned how to make it a little more calm. And one of the things is to put a little space between things for people, because it makes them feel like they have space. People like space. Okay, so there you go. That's how you would build this page. So now we're going to click save, and then see how that guy's down here. And we don't want, maybe we don't want anybody to know about this page because our podcast hasn't launched yet, but we're building away and we want it to be ready to go. Now it's ready to go. So as soon as you launch your podcast on social media and you start talking about this link, they can actually come to this link. It is live as soon as you've published your site, which of course you have to pay for. This page is live right now, but it's just not part of the main navigation, right? So you can see it says that right here. So if you want it to be one of the tabs at the top, you know what to do. You just drag it up here and then you're good to go. Okay, so we've talked about embedding links in text and images. We've embedded a YouTube video. I've reminded you 6,000 times about keeping it simple and clean. I would never go with anything but a white background whenever possible. If you really want to use like a really light pale minty green or a really pale light pink, if you're all about the girls, that's fine. But I personally just think white is always best, because then you can add pops of color and you don't have to worry about it looking weird with the background color. Black background looks really great too, and then changing all your text to white, of course. before we hop off, you absolutely can ask me anything about building websites. We've got a solid 12 minutes for that. I just want to tease you about what we're going to cover tomorrow morning. We're going to talk more about adding products, setting up commerce. And then I'm going to show you how to build products for free in SquareUp and then embed those links. Your homework is to know what your 2 to 4 calls to action on your website are, whether they are right now or should be. What are the 2 to 4 things that people should be doing when they're on your website? The top 2 to 4. I mean, you've probably got 10 things in your mind right now. Distill it down to the top 2 to 4 things that you want people to do when they're on your website. And again, these could be time-sensitive things that if I asked you this question 6 months from now, they'll be different because these events will be in the past. That's totally fine. Signing up for your newsletter is not a call to action. It's not. Asking them to join your email list is not a call to action. No one wants to do that. Okay? No one wants to be on your email list. The reason we create free gifts, the reason we hold free events is to grow our email list. But we don't ask people to join our email list. We give them free stuff, and in order to get it, they have to be on our email list, right? We have Fab 5 events. We have Win Wednesdays in Fempreneurland. You don't get to come if you're not on our email list. That's how we grow our email list. So if you have a join our newsletter button on your website, it's not an actual call to action. Okay? So when I'm asking you to do your homework and build your 2 to 4 calls to action, that is not one of them. So don't even try to add it to that list. It's not one of them. Okay? Of course, the free gifts, however many of those you have, those are calls to action. And you have to be talking about those calls to action all the time on social media because they're time sensitive. So there's discurgency there. Right? And they have to go to your website to get them. So don't ever embed a MailChimp landing page link in your website in your Instagram profile if you have a website. Talk about what you have to offer and then make sure it's the first thing they see on your homepage. It doesn't always have to be there at the front of your homepage, but for the period of time when they need to get that Scourgeon offer, make sure it's the first thing they see so you don't lose them. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and please ask any questions you have or share something you want to share, anything at all. Or not. Carly's I feel like I have to talk because no one else is talking.
That's okay. Yeah, I think a lot of my questions are around the shop and stuff like that, so that will be good. It's a little bit different with words for sure.
Right.
This looks a lot easier, of course. But yeah, I think just with the homepage, being able to have like a good kind of snapshot of what people should, I guess, know from your business and enough to kind of make them take that step. Like, we don't have as much of the events, at least right now.
Right.
So with the social link, could it just be changing that link to that certain page that's maybe designated for the event you're hosting, or is there any benefit of people having more traffic to just specifically the homepage?
You can change the link in your Instagram profile to, like your website.com/register. If that's where they're always going to go to register for those time sensitive events, that works too, for sure. I personally just like to make the homepage be like what's happening right now in Fempreneurland, what's happening right now at Revival. So you can, but it doesn't hurt to do both. So for example, to have a tab that says register, that would be cool too. But I would still have it be the first thing they see on your website. Because the other thing is people are going to see your website on your stories. They're going to see it in the caption below an image. They're not always going to go back to your profile and click the link in your profile because it's a couple extra steps. If you have a website that's like easy to spell out, they're like, you know, let's say for example, it was revival.com. They're going to type in revival.com. They're not going to go back to your profile and click the link in your website, right? So I like to have the thing I want them to do in multiple places on my website. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What kind of stuff do you guys have coming up?
I mean, the biggest thing that's taking up our time is a fairly large course coming out with another company we're working with.
Okay.
So that's kind of the one big one coming up, and then we're going to have some other stuff. But yeah, I would say trying to get that done, a lot of video editing and stuff like that. So
what's your website again? Revival?
Built by Revival.
Oh, right. Built by Revival. Yeah, see, like, you know, that's the thing. Just have that. Sorry, I can't type this morning. Built by revival.com. Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen and share this with everyone here. Chrome tab, there you are. Pain specialist, survival therapeutics and performance. Awesome. So here we are on your website. So you've got all the social links. You've got your address, you've got your phone number, you've got, okay, so I'm just going to dump everything I see, good and bad, on you right now. Is that okay?
That's perfect. That's what I love.
Okay, perfect. So the text at the top is really tiny. These images are so tiny. Like, I'm actually kind of like worried that you might have some elderly people that have been on your website before and been like, I can't read that. Do you know what I mean? Can you potentially make the text bold and bigger? Okay. I've had clients on WordPress before, and because I've used Squarespace so much, like, I will fight with it a little bit, and then I will just be like, if you want to work with me as your marketing assistant, you either need to find me someone to delegate my bossiness to that can fix your website, or you need to move to Squarespace. So I have no idea how you would do any of this on WordPress. So yeah, again, your tabs I think are a little bit small. Just think about the fact that you might have an elderly person come on your website who literally just can't see very well. And even with their glasses on, they're having a hard time. So just remember that you want big, bold letters wherever possible. Okay, services, resources, about, shop, contact, book a visit. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's maybe one or two too many tabs, but I'm just going to pop on your website on mobile right now too, because that's really important. Understand your injury, get relief, learn how to stay pain-free. So, okay, so the text inside the box is clickable. Got it. Your injury and pain solution. So when we click start here, it's going somewhere. Built by Revival. There we go. Right, and then you've got the 3 little lines. So I'm just going to screenshot this, Carly, and message it to you, because again, I'm thinking that the stuff is way too small. And even, you know, like the 3 lines, like the stack, where, you know, like, we know that if we click that, we get the drop down of the menu. The stack is like crazy tiny for some reason. And then when the stack pops up, the text that pops up is super tiny too. So again, we've got to cater to our people that maybe like can't see very well. Okay, so I've clicked that button. What if a solution to your pain is possible? So, I mean, the number one thing that that is going to be great to add to your website is just having something very Scourgent on the homepage, right? As well as all the things that they see here, right? But having that Scourgent, like, with a date in 2021 on it that they should be going to get, is really important. And I know you're already working on that, so that's going to be super cool. So request a free discovery call. No obligation. This is awesome that this is always here. And yeah, this is great. So really, other than adding like a Scourgent event of some sort, and then of course increasing the size of the text and some stuff, I would say this looks really awesome. When you put these videos in here, Carly, where do you get videos like that from?
So we kind of slice them together,
Oh yeah.
similar to like copyright free images. There's copyright free B-roll. So kind of slice different demographics of the variety we see, especially making sure we had some older individuals working out. And yeah, put it together on our YouTube to have it linked in there. We eventually want to do like our own video, kind of going through
Yeah.
of what it looks like coming into the clinic and beginning of an appointment, that kind of stuff. So that's on the to-do list, but yeah.
I'm just gonna share my screen again because I just noticed something that I want to mention here, and then I'll let you go. Okay, so what I really love about your website is this section down here. This right here. This I love. This picture is what I want to see when I get to your website. Because no one who's in pain wants to just trust anyone. And they immediately want to start building trust with the people that they're going to be telling their deepest, darkest secrets and whining and crying about their pain to. So immediately when I see your cute faces, I'm like, oh, these are the people. Or, oh, there's the chick I saw on Instagram and is the reason I'm here right now. So I would move this closer to the top, this section right here. This is really important because this is the first time we've actually seen you guys and it's like way at the bottom, you know? So I would move that up. And then this right here, this is huge, right? Like this is going to help people get to know you better. It's going to help them get instant kind of positive results when they start reading these free guides. So we click the see more button. And it's going there. Our newest free guide. So if they click on the free guide, that takes them somewhere. Free resources to help you. Take advantage. So
Well, we're converting over to that's part of like with the shop thing, being able to put in the information, because right now it's like a separate thing that essentially triggers a sequence, and it's very annoying to manage.
okay, so you're using something like MailChimp but different?
It's essentially like a plugin on the website where you still put in the information and then it sends you an email, but then you have to like confirm your email and then it sends you the guide. And you have to do that like for each individual one, and it's just not really user friendly, I would say.
Yeah, that
So I
sounds
wanted
like
to
a nightmare.
Pardon?
I said, yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. Are you paying for that feature, that plugin?
No.
Okay, good.
So that's the thing, is a lot of this stuff I've like danced around making everything free. In the process, like maybe lost some sanity of trying to
No,
make everything.
but MailChimp does exactly what you need for free. So
Yeah.
I can show you. I have actually YouTube videos about that too. So I can even send you the video that shows you how to create a landing page for each of your free ebooks, and then just embed that link right into the ebook, right? The image on your website. And so I think like for me, when I looked at your website, the most compelling part of the homepage for me was the free ebooks and the meet the team. And obviously that meet the team image, if it could be like the thumbnail for a video, that would be even better, right? So, yeah, really, really, I know you've worked your butt off on this website, so that's great. So yeah, I hope you got some stuff out of today, Carly, and I'm glad you got to see the behind the scenes of how Squarespace works. In case you do find that you're just, feeling like WordPress isn't a great fit for you. It wouldn't take more than about 2 hours to build you a 5-page website for your business that would be more than robust, right? So keep that in mind. I mean, Squarespace doesn't pay me to say that, but I just like to see people doing what they need to be doing to make their money, and it's not building their website, but it's important to be able to do it yourself, because the moment you have a new offer or the moment you see something on your site that's, outdated, you don't want to have to wait in the queue for 48 hours from some nerd to fix it for you. You want to fix it your friggin' self. So I want to help you do that. Anyways, thank you for coming today. We're just a few minutes after 7. I want to let you get on with your day. Looking forward to seeing you back here tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, have a great day, ladies.